Welcome back to Manosphere Daily, where we break down the biggest conversations in the modern dating world. Today, we're talking about a hot topic: men are avoiding single mothers, and they are not happy about it. For years, men were told to man up and step in as providers, but now that they're choosing to walk away, the outrage is real. Why are men refusing to date single mothers? What changed? We're getting into all of it today. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. And don't forget, share this video with your friends so we can keep this conversation going.
Sometimes I cannot stand the topic of single motherhood, and it's not because I disagree with a lot of the things that men say, because I agree with a lot of the things that the men say. I guess I got an emotional attachment to it, because my personal situation. Imagine being the woman that begged the man not to make her a single mother, and he chose to do it anyway, and yet she get blamed for it forever. That's me, the one that wanted to be married, couldn't. Everybody always make excuses for my son's father, like there actually is a good-ass reason for a man to not take care of his own child, especially when a woman ain't even getting in the way. Some women aren't made to be mothers. I feel that. There's plenty of men out here that don't deserve being a father. Of course, there are a lot of stereotypes, and I tell men all the time there's a difference between a high-end single mother and a low-energy baby mama. Make sure you know the difference. But at the end of the day, the single motherhood thing is not my fight. It ain't never gonna be my fight. Because it ain't my job to sit here and try to convince every single man to deal with every single mother. The average man is not going to be able to deal with it.
When you're a guy and you make money, you want to put and invest your money in your offspring, not in other people's offspring. Yeah, that's just the natural way of the world. That's how things go. Men typically want to take care of their own children. Now,
what if she's a millionaire and she helps and builds an empire with that man?
Okay, well, even better. If you're a millionaire, you're going to probably want a guy that's a millionaire too, right?
Exactly, but who said anything about a broke guy?
Yeah, but okay, good. So what do millionaires have that are men?
But my thing is,
Hold on, answer the question. What do men have that are millionaires? Options, which means they can date girls that aren't millionaires and be happy. You, on the other hand, can't date a broke guy and be happy. So they can get a girl that's 21, that isn't a millionaire, that doesn't have children, that can give him a family, and he won't have to take on someone else's kids.
Single mothers are acting like men are breaking some ancient rule by choosing not to sign up for a situation they didn't create. For years, they said, "I don't need a man," but now that men believe them, suddenly it's a problem. They expect guys to be stepdads on demand, but when men ask what they bring to the table, the answer is usually, "I am the table."
Why are you attacking single moms? Single moms are heroes. They do the work of a man and a woman all by themselves. Bullshit. They chose that life. And for all you fuckers out there who always say, "Oh, well, what if the man left?" The man rarely leaves, dummy. Look it up. It's been documented, well documented. It's the women who leave. So guess what? They put themselves in that situation, and now they ruin that child's life because he doesn't have a dad around. Yeah, that's right. I didn't grow up with a fucking single-parent household, thank God. And I sure as hell wouldn't date one because they already made their choice. They already made their choice, and now they've got to live with that choice. And they need to get with one man and one man only, the baby's father. You're not a stepdad, so you shouldn't fucking date him.
And I could see the disgust in their eyes when they were looking at him. He just kept saying, "You are a single mom now, do it yourself." Came to the day that we were leaving Australia, he had sent me a message saying, "You used me to get this trip out of me." From the moment that I got out of the car at the airport, he said to me, "Everything that happens from here on in, you will do on your own. You are a single mother now. This is the choice you've made." Because when we got up to the top to go on to the airplane, I had a baby bag on this shoulder, I had my little boy down here, the baby in my arms, and I had the buggy. And there was 2 air hostesses, and we were running late for the flight, and they were standing there, and I can still see their faces. And they looked and they said, "Ma'am, do you need some help?" And he sat with his arms folded like this, and he whistled. Those women actually were disgusted, and I could see the disgust in their eyes when they were looking at him. He just kept saying, "You are a single mom now, do it yourself. Do it yourself, get used to it, because this is your life now." He took my older boy by the hand and he said, "We're going to get something to eat." And I said, "Can you just give me some money so I can go and get something to eat as well?" "No, you're a single mom now. Sort it yourself." So I didn't eat.
The reality is, men are starting to realize they don't have to take on responsibilities that don't benefit them. Why would a man date someone who puts their kids first, their ex in the picture, and him at the bottom of the priority list? That's not a relationship, it's an unpaid internship. And when men walk away, here comes the outrage.
You're a high-value man and you are too good for a single mother. However, you did also tell me that you were raised by a single mother.
Just because it's a cycle, I wanted to continue.
You were raised by a single mother.
Yes. And
Is your mother still alive?
I struggled. My mom's still alive.
Did she struggle or did you struggle?
Both of us struggle.
I'm a high-value man. I've done things to step up my echelon, and I'm not going to settle for a single mother. What makes you think you're a high-value man? The car you drive?
No, the value I put out into the world.
What about your character?
I have great character. I've built myself to basically have better choices. You want to know why? Because women can choose and make a choice.
They can.
They can say, I don't want to date a man that makes less than 6 figures.
They can.
And then what are you doing? You're
But we're
demeaning
not
a man.
talking about that.
Women
That's
can
not
talk
the
about their
situation
thing.
that
Listen, hold
that's
on.
not the
Women can say, I
conversation.
won't date a man less than 5'8", and the man could be 5'4". Do they care about
What does that have to do
ostracizing all of those
with
men?
anything?
What I
I'm just
want to
being-
be
I'm just saying
clear,
equal
not
rights.
just for
And every man is too fucking weak to stay there. You got to walk out. Never been the same since I had a child. I'm trying to get right because now I have someone that I'm going to continue to be responsible for the rest of my fucking life. And all I want is a little bit of support because I just went through all of this walking around and wobbling and pushing out a child, maybe got cut up. And you can't even just sit the fuck down for a second and just understand that I'm going through a change and I'm in pain right now. A woman should not make you leave your child ever.
The guilt tripping starts, the shaming tactics come out, and suddenly every guy is weak for not wanting to be a stepfather. But let's be honest, if single mothers really brought so much value, men wouldn't be avoiding them like a bad investment. The message is loud and clear, men have options, and they're choosing wisely. Single mothers are acting like men avoiding them is some kind of new epidemic, when really, men just finally woke up.
If you don't want to end up heartbroken or broke AF, there are 5 things you need to know before you date a single mom. Number 1, you're not her priority. She's got a kid, the kid's the priority, kids require a lot of attention just to keep the little beasts alive and unharmed. Just the tip number 2, if she's a crappy mom, she's not a keeper. If she can't even care about her kid, she's not going to be able to care about you. Just the tip number 3, it's a package deal. Even if she's an amazing woman, no matter what, if she's coming out of a split or if she's a single mom, she's got baggage. We've all got baggage, but she's got extra baggage. Which brings us to just the tip number 4. You're not my daddy. I know if you've ever dated a single mom, you've heard that. Just the tip number 5, baby daddy is also part of the package deal. Unless baby daddy died, he's still in the picture, even if he isn't.
So I want to be a wife, but I don't want no man with kids, even though I got kids.
That's crazy.
I know. But I don't have...
Why don't you want a man with kids? And do you have primary custody? Do you have primary custody?
Do I have primary custody? Yes, I do. It's not the kids. I'm fine with kids. I don't like the baby mama drama.
How many fathers do you have?
1.
And where is he?
Incarcerated.
For the rest of his life?
Not for the rest of his life, no. But he's married.
Doesn't matter. Still could be drama.
You think so? I don't think so. I've never had...
He's alive. He's alive.
But I've never had...
But he's alive.
Correct.
So you don't want a man with kids because you don't want to deal with possible drama, but you want a man of high value man to deal with a woman with kids from a man who's in jail.
I know. Yep. That's unlogical, huh?
For years, guys were told to step up and be real men by taking on someone else's responsibility. Now that they're saying, nah, I'll pass, suddenly it's a crisis. Funny how that works. The same women who spent their prime years chasing after bad boys, ignoring good men, and proudly declaring, I don't need no man, are now furious that men actually took them at their word.
I let them know off rip, I got kids. You can either deal with it or not. You can either come through the door or lock it on your way back out.
Okay, and my answer to that is most guys are not going to. That's the man you described
To your opinion, a lot of women won't.
It's not. I need you to be objective here. What I'm telling you is the man that you described is extremely rare. If he can go ahead and get a younger woman that doesn't have children and doesn't have these things kind of that would potentially weigh him down and hurt his ability to earn money and or save money, he's probably going to go with that. And then also, interestingly enough, when we asked you about the Instagram, you said that you and your partner are 50-50. Well, the reality is you didn't describe a man that's 50-50. You described a man that's superior to in almost every which way.
Money doesn't mean anything in social media.
But you were saying that you guys are equal and he should be doing the same thing that you do. And my argument is that how can you expect that when he's the leader in the relationship? You described the guy who's
First of all, nobody's going to be a leader. It's a 50-50 relationship.
Oh, so you expect this man to make this money, be tall, both of you be alphas, be in a relationship with you, and you guys are both going to just rule together?
I think somebody would just get a paternity test, even if he truly trusted you, you feel like fully trusts you?
Haven't you ever had intuitive doubts about things which were or didn't make any sense? Or maybe you had a dream that your spouse had cheated on you, so you wake up and you start them, call names, and you're like, how? And he didn't even do anything, right? It was just like some intuition that you had. And then you're like, okay, now hug me and tell me everything's okay. And he's like, I didn't even do anything. I was just sleeping, right? I just find it kind of ironic that you can kind of have intuitions and you want those fears assuaged, but when somebody else might have what you consider intuitions and you can just put their mind at ease, somehow they're the bad guy, that's a trust issue. Why shouldn't the guy look at you if you wake them up, for instance, and say, oh, I had a dream that you were cheating, now make me feel better? Why shouldn't he say, how could you not trust me? Oh, that's awful. You don't trust me? Now we have a big issue. Why are you having dreams like that? Wouldn't that be say?
Now they're online saying, real men raise other men's kids. No, real men make smart decisions, and signing up for another man's leftovers isn't one of them. The outrage is priceless. They say things like, men today are weak, they can't handle a strong woman with kids.
How are your kids going to be an asset to me if I was dating you?
I would never date a man that ever asked me no craziness like that. Because you would never ask me how my kids would be an asset to you.
That's the thing.
That's insanity.
But see, I'm coming from a logical standpoint.
No.
It's the truth.
No, it's not. And I'm going to say that as a single mother myself, that a lot of men cannot even sit at the table with me, if I'm being honest, and I still give them a seat for them to sit down and show me what they can bring to the table for me. I know on a 1,000 different levels, they don't even meet me halfway. You're sitting in front of a woman that makes well over 6 figures a year. You're not going to tell me that a man can step through that door and tell me, what can your kids do for me? No, baby, what can you do for this household? Because this household runs effortlessly.
I don't care if you make 6 figures. You know why? Because
I'm not done.
Who was to say if I was to marry you and you divorce me, even if I'm not married to you, if I've been dating you for a substantial amount of time, you can still go and put me on child support for 18 years for kids that are not mine. Dating a single modern baby.
Certain realities that women who are dating who have a child and there's not a man that is present, okay, whether that means a single mother or a divorced mother. I just learned that there's a difference between the two. There are harsh realities, and I'm going to get into it in this video. Number one, it is limited options, okay? A lot of men don't prefer to date women with children. It's just, or even with a child. It's just the reality of it. So we have to be mindful of the fact that our options are limited. Number two, your conduct in how you deal with men is very important. You now have children watching you conduct yourself in your relationships, making certain decisions. So it is very, very important for you to be aware of how you conduct yourself in the relationship. Because there's a child that's present, you have to be very, very careful about the men that you bring around your children. I mean, that is number one. You have to be more careful than you've ever been about who you choose to bring into your life.
This is sad, just creating more degenerate families and single moms.
Probably checked out as soon as I had my son. Never planned to be a mother, but I thought when becoming a mother, I would have a partner. I learned quickly after giving birth that he looked at me as a 1960s, like, you cook, you clean, you take care of the child, and I'm the provider, I work. And so when I would ask for help, it was just flat out no. And I started feeling like a single mother and a single woman in the marriage. I was convincing myself to stay, and it just got to a point where I was like, no, if I'm by myself, I might as well be by myself.
So you got pregnant and decided to leave your husband because you felt unhappy. And this is the main thing about women nowadays, that they don't understand that you're not always going to be happy in a relationship. You have to work through it. The saying goes, a man will give up his happiness for his family, but a woman will give up her family for her own happiness. And you want to get married. Pack it up.
But let's be real, what exactly is strong about expecting a man to take care of someone else's child while getting little to no respect in return? That's not strength, that's entitlement. And here's the real kicker, if the situation were reversed, these same women wouldn't even consider dating a single father struggling to make ends meet. They have no problem saying, "I'm not raising another woman's kids," but the second a man sets the same boundary, it's misogyny and men are selfish.
Honestly, if I was a man, I would only date single mothers or people or mothers, period. Because
I'm gonna stop you there.
Let me get the explanation to that. I feel like motherhood changed me so much, and although I'm married, I'm not single. It's not because my mental isn't married. You know what I'm saying? My mental is my mental. Yeah. So when I tell you, a lot of stuff about me changed. I value myself more. I value my time more. I don't really give my time and my energy to shit that don't matter, don't equate to nothing. So if I was a man, especially if I was a man that was older in age a little bit, you know, like Pawpaw, I would literally be like, you know what? I want a single woman because a single mom, they know how to get it done. They really be like the grade A people for real. It'd be a single women, them not us, because I got.
But you got to be careful.
But when I was
devil's advocate with that, you do have to be.
Three things I learned dating a single mom. Number one, you will never be first. You will never be above her kids. The kids always come first, no matter what. You can have a date set, and if something's wrong with her kids, the date is over. Facts. Number two, her baby daddy will always have access to sex with her. Anytime he comes over to see the kids, drop off food, drop off money or whatever, he can always come in, get some sex, and get out of there. The baby mama will always be down, I promise you. Number three, and this is very important, if you get close to her kids and you raising them, y'all have a bond, one day she can get mad at you, kick you out, take the kids away. That shit is gut-wrenching, I promise you. Imagine you helping raise these kids, y'all have a relationship, you invest in money, you invest in time, and then one day she just take them away from you, ain't nothing you can do about it, they not yours.
Y'all, I cannot tell you how many times I was tagged in this video, and I haven't read it yet. This is my first time. All right, let's go. You handled getting pregnant out of wedlock and single motherhood so well. Okay. Me when I found out I was going to do it alone. Well, me when I had to go to all the appointments alone. Me when I had to wake up with him 6-7 times a night with him until he was 6 months. You forgot to put alone. Me when I remember the guilt I feel for raising my baby without a present father figure. You didn't have second thought. Me when I had to drop out of school and move home after finding out I was pregnant. Damn, bitch. Me when no one was around because I tried to show no emotion because I knew this was a blessing. I knew this was a blessing. And this was just a hard time. Hey, yo, God, was this a blessing?
No. That's why I gave y'all Plan B, condoms, birth control.
At the end of the day, men aren't avoiding single mothers because they hate kids. They're avoiding single mothers because they know what comes with it, dealing with the baby daddy drama, always coming second, and being expected to provide for children who aren't even theirs. They're done playing stepdaddy to women who only want them after they've exhausted all their other options. Men finally realized they don't have to settle, and that's what really has these single mothers fuming. The game is changing, and they don't like the new rules. And that wraps up today's discussion on why men are avoiding single mothers. If you found this video interesting, do us a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to Manosphere Daily, and turn on notifications so you're always up to date. This is a conversation more people need to hear, so make sure to share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
And that wraps up today's episode of Manosphere Daily. If you enjoyed the content, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified as soon as a new video is out. Share your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.